Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children. I am happy to welcome you all for our online teaching academy, Ekalaiva. For the class 11, subject Biobotany, chapter 1, Diversity of Living World. Today, we are going to discuss about very interesting topic children, gram staining procedure. And this is very important one. The gram staining method, that procedure is used to differentiate the bacteria, was developed by a scientist Christian Gram in the year 1884. Why this gram staining procedure is why we are doing this gram staining procedure? To differentiate the bacteria into gram positive as well as gram negative. Okay, so it is a differential staining procedure. Staining means what? By adding so many stains, coloring agents. Okay, so it is a differential staining procedure, and it clarifies and it classifies bacteria. It divides the bacteria, classifies the bacteria into gram positive and another one is gram negative. Okay, the gram positive bacteria retains crystal violet. So the color is crystal violet and appears dark violet in color, whereas gram negative bacteria lost their crystal violet, and when counter stained means by pouring saffron in, it appears red under a microscope. Can you understand this concept children? So gram positive bacteria remains or retain crystal violet and appear dark violet in color, whereas the gram negative bacteria lost their crystal violet color and it is counter stained. Counter stained means by adding saffron in again in that microbial slide. We will see the red color appearance of red color. It is seen only under the microscope. Clear children? Yes. The steps involved in gram staining procedures are: the first one, prepare a smear of bacterial culture. See children, think that it is a Petri plates containing bacterial culture. Clear? With the help of inoculation loop, take one small touch here containing bacterial culture, and this is a slide. One small smear over here like this. This is a bacterial smear. So bacterial culture is taken with the help of inoculation loop. The inoculation loop has to sterilized. Often it has to sterilized, and a small thing is taken from here, bacterial culture, and smear is taken here and smear is doing here. Prepare a smear of bacterial culture and then stain with crystal violet for 30 seconds. So we have to stain with crystal violet. Crystal violet. After that, rinsed with distilled water. Okay, initially prepare a smear, bacterial smear of the culture and stain with crystal violet for 30 seconds. After that, rinsed in distilled water for 2 seconds. Then add iodine, grams iodine for 1 minute. So then pour 1 gram, the grams iodine for 1 minute. A few drops of grams iodine for 1 minute. Again we have to rinse the microbial slide with distilled water. After that wash the slide with 95% ethanol. So ethanol act as a decoloring agent. Okay, so decoloring agent here is 95% ethanol or acetone. After that rinse the slide with distilled water. Then finally add or pour saffronin for 30 to 60 seconds. Again rinse the slide in the distilled water and blot. Keep the slide as it is for a few seconds. Later on you just observe the slide under the microscope. Now we are able to see the two different types of bacteria, that is gram positive and gram negative bacteria. Clear children? Again I am telling this. Prepare a bacterial smear in the slide. After that stain with crystal violet for 30 seconds. Then rinsed with distilled water for 2 seconds. Then grams iodine for 1 minute. Again we have to rinse the slide in the distilled water. Then decoloring agent, wash the slide with 95% of ethanol or acetone for 10 to 30 seconds and again rinsed in the distilled water. Then add few drops of saffronin for 30 to 60 seconds and again we have to wash the slide with distilled water and blot the slide. Okay, and keep the slide as it is for a few minutes. Then observe this under the microscope. You can able to see the bacteria, gram positive or gram negative bacteria. Clear? The next topic is life process in bacteria, processes. In that first topic is subtopic respiration. Have you heard the word respiration, children? Have you heard this word respiration before? Yes. In the 10th standard itself you have heard this word respiration. What is the meaning of respiration, children? Yes. Respiration is nothing but utilization of oxygen for the metabolic activities, that is to produce energy. So that is called respiration. So oxygen is essential for our cells for their metabolic activities. Okay, so that is called respiration. Here in bacteria, two different types of respirations are seen. One is aerobic respiration and another one is anaerobic respiration. What is aerobic respiration? The respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen is called aerobic respiration. Okay, see here, these bacteria, some bacteria require oxygen, only oxygen as a terminal acceptor and will not undergo anaerobic conditions. Examples, streptococcus. So this type of respiration takes place only in the presence of oxygen. And second one, obligate aerobes. Aerobes means some micrococcus, some bacterial species are obligate aerobes, that is they must have oxygen to survive. Then second one, anaerobic respiration. In this type, these bacteria do not use oxygen for growth and metabolism, but very important, but obtain their energy from fermentation reaction. So anaerobic microbes obtain their energy from fermentation reactions. Example for anaerobic respiration, anaerobic bacteria, Clostridium. See, Clostridium is a type of bacteria. It is an anaerobic bacteria. It obtains energy from fermentation reaction. Can you get my point, children? Yes. The next one is nutrition. In bacteria also, there are two different types of nutrition occurs. One is autotrophs and another one is heterotrophs. You already know about autotroph. Yes, children? Yes. What is autotrophs? If any organism prepare their own food, they are said to be autotrophs. The best example is, yes, very good, plants. Plants are said to be autotrophs. They have a pigment, a chlorophyll. With the help of that pigment, photosynthetic pigment, they prepare their own food. So they are said to be autotrophs. Yes. So in bacteria also two different types of nutrition occurs. One is autotrophic, another one is heterotrophic. So autotrophic means bacteria which can synthesize their own food are called autotrophic bacteria. Further, this autotrophic bacteria is further divided into photoautotrophic and chemoautotrophic. See here. Autotrophic is further divided into photoautotropic and second one is chemoautotropic. Yes. So please practice that flow chart, then only you feel very easy to by heart this. Okay, children. So autotrophic nutrition is further divided into a photoautotropic and another one is chemo. Photo means this type of bacteria use sunlight as the energy source. They are said to be photoautotropic. See here. So this is the flow chart and nutritional habit of bacteria. So it is two different types of nutrition here. One is autotrophic, another one is heterotrophic. Autotroph again it divides into, subdivided into two. One is called photoautotropic, another one is called chemoautotropic. In photoautotropic, the bacteria utilize sunlight as the energy source, means they are comes under photoautotropic. Clear, children? So bacteria use sunlight as their source of energy to synthesize their food. They are said to be photoautotropic. This photoautotropic again divide into two. One is called photolithotrophs, another one is called photoorganotrophs. Can you get my point, children? Photolithotrophs and another one is photoorganotrophs. So what is photolithotrophs, children? In photolithotrophs, hydrogen donor is an inorganic substance. Clear? Hydrogen donor is an inorganic substance. So under photolithotrophs, green sulfur bacteria and purple sulfur bacteria. Examples of photolithotrophs: green sulfur bacteria and purple sulfur bacteria. Can you get my point, children? So okay, once again I am repeating. Autotrophic is divided into photoautotrophs and chemoautotrophs. Okay, this photoautotropic again subdivide into two. One is photolithotrophs and another one is photoorganotrophs. When you move on to photolithotrophs, whenever you hear the word photo, means that organism utilize sunlight as the energy source. Clear, children? Yes. So photolithotrophs means in photolithotrophs, hydrogen donor is an inorganic substance. So under photolithotrophs, it has two different examples. One is green sulfur bacteria, another one is purple sulfur. Okay. So green sulfur bacteria, in this type bacteria, the hydrogen donor is H2S and possesses pigment called bacterioviridin. Example for green sulfur bacteria, chlorobium. See here, please repeat after me. Yes, chlorobium, exactly. The next one is purple sulfur bacteria. So bacteria belong to this group. The hydrogen donor is thiosulfate, very important key point, thiosulfate, and the bacteriochlorophyll is present. Example is chromatium. The next one is photoorganotropes. So they utilize organic or alcohol as hydrogen donor. Example, purple non-sulfur bacteria. Example for this is rhodospirillum. Clear, children? The next one is chemoautotropic. So autotrope divided into two. One is photoautotrope and another major one is chemoautotrope. So in photoautotrope, the organism, bacteria, utilize sunlight as the energy source. Here bacteria do not have any photosynthetic pigment, but hence they cannot use sunlight as the energy. Instead of that, bacteria obtain energy from organic or inorganic substance. Very, very important. So bacteria obtained energy from organic or inorganic substance. Clear, children? So this chemoautotropic bacteria is further divided into chemolithotropes and another one is chemoorganotropes. So what is chemolithotropes? In this bacteria oxidize inorganic compounds to release energy. Example, sulfur bacteria, iron bacteria, hydrogen bacteria and nitrifying bacteria. So for sulfur bacteria, example, Thiobacillus thioxidans. Iron bacteria, example, Ferrobacillus ferroxidans. Hydrogen bacteria, example, Hydrogenomonas. Nitrifying bacteria, example, Nitrosomonas and Nitrobacter. These are all the examples of chemolithotropes. Clear, children? Then chemoorganotropes. This type of bacteria oxidize organic compound to release energy. Example, methane bacteria, acetic acid bacteria and lactic acid bacteria. Methane bacteria, example, Methanococcus. Acetic acid bacteria, example, Acetobacter, and lactic acid bacteria, example, Lactobacillus. The next one is heterotropic. So a second form. So autotropic and heterotropic. Clear? So heterotropic. Heterotropic means they depend food from the other organisms. They do not have the ability to synthesize their own food. It depends on the other organism. That is called heterotropic. Clear, children? Yes. They are parasites. Example, Mycobacterium. Some are saprophytes. Example, Bacillus mycoides. And some are symbiotic. And they are present in the root nodules of leguminous plants. Okay? See, children, this is a summary of bacterial nutrition. So bacterial nutrition is major classification, autotropic and another one is heterotropic. Autotropic means, listen, make food. Heterotropic means easy to remember, take in food or take food. That is a major difference. Clear? And then autotrope again divide into two, photosynthetic. That means photoautotropic. Second one is chemoautotropic. Clear? And then heterotropic, some are saprophytic, some are parasitic or some are symbiotic. Clear, children? Thank you, children. We will see tomorrow.